All right, so after getting overall introduction of the modules in Python and what are we going to do with Pandas, let's get started with Pandas. And first thing first, first of all, we'll have to import the library. Okay, so I'm not going to say I'm going to import, sorry, caps lock is on. So I'm not going to say I'm going to import from Pandas or something like that. I'm just going to say I am going to import Pandas. That's it. Okay. So if I run this, yeah, it is working fine for me, which means Pandas is already available in my radar, which means Pandas was already installed, but maybe it will give you an error in your case. So if it gives you an error, all you have to do is you'll have to write this exclamation mark, and then you'll say pip install Pandas. That's it. You will run this line and it will install Pandas for you. If you have installed Jupyter Notebook via Anaconda, so if you have installed Anaconda and then you're using Jupyter Notebook, then you don't have to install Pandas externally. Why? Because Pandas and a few other libraries like Matplotlib, like NumPy, and other libraries, they come built in with Anaconda because these libraries are very frequently used libraries in Python, right? So here we have Pandas. If you have not installed, you can install it by writing this thing. And by the way, this is generic. All you have to do is you have to replace this library name with any other library if it is not installed, and it will work perfectly fine. This statement will remain as it is, right? Now, import Pandas. Then the next thing that we want to do is, and by the way, before we move on, let me introduce another thing that is called alias to you guys. Okay, so here I have imported Pandas. Now, whenever I'll be using any component of the Pandas, any class that is described inside the Pandas, I'll have to do something like Pandas dot and then the class name, right? Instead of doing this, Pandas consists of 6 letters. What I can do is I can give it a nickname. I can say import Pandas as PD, right? Now, PD is going to be the nickname for Pandas. Wherever I'll have to use Pandas, I'll replace it with PD. PD is very shorthand to use Pandas, right? So let me run it again. Now, PD will be, you can say, the nickname of the Pandas that we're using. It is the alias of the Pandas that we're using. You can use any name over here. You can use your own name over here as well. But usually the Python community, they use PD as the alias for Pandas, right? Cool. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a dictionary over here just to get started with Pandas. So basically Pandas, it structures the data in a form of Excel sheet, or you can say CSV file. So let's see how it works. So first of all, we will have a dictionary. And in this dictionary, let's have a few names. Let's say name is the key, and as the value, come on, we will have a list over here. Let's say first name is Zia. The second name is going to be the Tom. Third name is going to be, let's say, Alec. Okay. This is one element of the dictionary, right? Name is the key, and this whole list is going to be the value of name. Then we have age. Okay, age is going to be the key, and here we are going to have the values. For example, 20 is going to be the value, and then let's say 21, and then let's say 16, right? Again, we have 2 keys, name and age, and then we have 2 respective values. This list to the name and this list to the age, right? If I show you the dictionary over here, it looks something like this. Now, here I'm going to use Pandas. So I'll say PD. So PD dot. Now we are going to convert this dictionary to data frame. So data frame is available inside Pandas. So I'll say PD dot data frame. D and F are going to be in capital. And inside this, I am going to pass this dictionary. And running it, here we go. So you see, it has allotted, beautiful headers to the data. It has added the indexing to the data automatically, and data is now available in kind of a tabular form. It is easy to read. It is later on, it is easy to use as well, right? So this is called data frame, and the data frame is kind of a backbone of Pandas. Everything in Pandas is basically a data. So we can store this data frame over here. Let's say df is a variable name. Df means data frame. And then we can show this data frame like this. So we have this. Now this df contains the whole data frame. Okay. Now, what is the benefit? For example, here we are working with only this dummy data that we have created. What if we have a file, let's say Excel file, let's say JSON file, CSV file, any kind of file from where we want to read the data, and we want the data to be in this kind of a format, in data frame kind of a format. So this is something that we're going to have a look in next video, that how to read the data from an external file in Python.